Okay, so AI, it's everywhere right now.
Yeah, feels like you can't escape it.
And we've got your research stack right here. It looks like a mix of like introductory material and then some deeper dives too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good you've got some varied perspectives in here because AI is one of those things sparking debate everywhere.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
And that's what makes this deep dive so fascinating.
Yeah,
We're not just looking at what AI is,
right.
but also the implications, the controversies, and why it matters to you right now.
Exactly. So let's start with the basics.
Okay.
What exactly is AI beyond the buzzword?
Excellent point. It's not just robots taking over the world like in the movies.
Right?
Though admit it, that's the first image that pops into your head.
Right. Guilty as charged.
That's the movies for you. In reality, AI is about machines exhibiting intelligence, being able to perceive, learn, and make decisions like we do, all to achieve a specific goal.
So it's about machines being smart, but we see that every day, right? Like my phone seems smarter than me sometimes.
You're interacting with AI more than you realize.
Really?
Yeah. When you type a question into Google, it's AI that sifts through billions of web pages to deliver the most relevant results.
Okay.
Ever wonder how it decides what's most relevant?
Mm.
It's using algorithms powered by AI, constantly learning and refining its approach based on billions of searches.
That's actually a good point. I never stop to think about what's going on behind the scenes with a Google search.
We take it for granted, right?
Yeah.
But that's the mark of truly effective AI. It fades into the background, seamlessly integrating into our lives.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just Google. Think about the recommendations you get on Netflix or Spotify.
Oh, yeah.
Those are driven by AI, analyzing your preferences.
Okay, so we're talking less about robots and more about smart systems.
Yeah.
But then we get into all the different types of AI, and that's where I start to get lost.
Okay.
Machine learning, deep learning, GPT, like it gets confusing.
Let's break those down.
Okay.
Imagine teaching a computer to recognize a cat in a picture. You'd show it thousands of cat photos.
Right.
Yeah.
Give it a crash course in cat.
Exactly. The computer then starts to identify patterns, learning the distinct features that make a cat a cat.
Hmm.
That, in essence, is machine learning,
Yeah.
recognizing patterns in data.
So the AI is essentially training itself through trial and error, like a cat learning to climb down from a tree.
You could say that. Now, deep learning is like machine learning on steroids. Imagine those cat-identifying patterns becoming incredibly complex,
Okay.
with layers upon layers of analysis, almost like a network of neurons in a brain.
Ah, so it's like machine learning but thought deeper, hence the name.
Precisely. And this is a major reason why AI capabilities have exploded in recent years.
Mm.
Better hardware, massive data sets, it's all fueled the deep learning boom.
And what about GPT? It seems like everyone's talking about ChatGPT.
GPT, or Generative Pre-trained Transformer, is basically a storytelling AI.
Okay.
Imagine feeding a computer program every book, article, and website ever written.
Okay. That's a lot of information. Even for a supercomputer, what happens? Does it just melt down?
It's more like it gains superpowers. GPT can understand and generate human-like text with incredible accuracy.
So instead of recognizing patterns in images, it's recognizing patterns in language to create something new.
Exactly. ChatGPT, for example, can write articles, poetry, even code, blurring the line between human and machine creativity.
That's a little unnerving,
Okay.
but also incredibly cool.
Right. It really makes you think about the potential of this technology.
Okay, we've covered the what, machines learning and creating, but let's get into the why. What makes AI so transformative, so potentially world-changing?
This is where things get really interesting. We keep hearing about all these amazing applications for AI.
Right.
It's one thing to talk about algorithms, but what are we actually doing with them?
Exactly. It feels like every day there's a new headline about AI achieving something incredible, whether it's a medical breakthrough or, well, maybe not taking over the world, but getting close.
Not quite taking over the world.
Yeah.
At least not yet. But you're right, the applications are expanding rapidly.
Yeah.
Let's take healthcare.
Oh.
One area where AI is already making a huge impact is in analyzing medical images. Imagine an AI that can detect subtle patterns in a scan that might be missed by the human eye.
That's incredible. So much for those doctor are you sure moments.
Right. And it's not just about catching things earlier. AI can also help speed up drug discovery. Imagine being able to analyze massive data sets of genetic information
Okay.
and identify potential drug candidates in a fraction of the time it would take using traditional methods.
Wow.
We could see breakthroughs in treatments for diseases like Alzheimer's, cancer. The possibilities are really exciting.
Okay, now that's what gets me excited about AI. That potential to solve really big problems, especially in healthcare. But the research stack also mentioned AI in gaming, which I have to admit seemed a little out of place at first.
It's easy to dismiss it as just fun and games. But think about it this way. Games like chess or Go are incredibly complex,
Right.
requiring strategic thinking and the ability to anticipate your opponent's moves. When AI started beating grandmasters at these games, it wasn't just about bragging rights. It was a demonstration of AI's incredible problem-solving abilities.
So it's less about the game itself and more about what those victories represent.
Exactly. The same algorithms that allow AI to master a game can be applied to real-world problems that require strategic thinking and adaptation. Things like traffic optimization, financial modeling, even predicting natural disasters.
So the AI that's beating us at chess today could be helping to predict earthquakes tomorrow.
It might sound far-fetched, but that's the thing with AI. The possibilities are vast.
Hmm.
We're just scratching the surface of what this technology can do.
Okay, but let's hit the brakes for a second.
Sure.
This all sounds incredible, but it feels almost too good to be true. Like any powerful tool, AI comes with its own set of risks, right?
You're absolutely right to be cautious. We can't just focus on the potential benefits without acknowledging the potential downsides.
So where do we even begin?
Yeah,
What are some of the big concerns surrounding AI? So we've been talking about all the amazing things AI can do, but it's like with any powerful tool, right?
of course.
There's a flip side. So what are some of the risks we need to be aware of?
One of the big ones, honestly, is bias and fairness. You see, AI systems, they learn from the data they're fed. And if that data reflects existing biases,
Oh, I see where you're going with this. It's
yeah,
like that saying, garbage in, garbage out.
exactly. If the data itself is skewed, the AI's output will be skewed too. And this is especially concerning in areas like, say, hiring, loan applications, even criminal justice.
It's like we're trying to create a more objective system, but if we're not careful, the AI could end up amplifying the biases we're trying to eliminate.
Precisely. And then there's the issue of privacy. AI thrives on data. The more, the better. But all that data collection raises some serious privacy concerns.
Right. I mean, where is all that data going? Who has access to it? It's a little Big Brother-ish, isn't it?
It can be. And then there's the question of how AI might be used for surveillance. Facial recognition technology, for instance. It's already being used by law enforcement. But what about its potential for mass surveillance?
Okay, so we've got potential bias in the systems. We've got privacy concerns. Anything else we should be worried about?
Oh yeah, misinformation.
Okay.
AI can be used to create very convincing fake content. Videos, audio recordings, even news articles.
Hmm.
And with social media being the primary source of news for a lot of people, it's a recipe for disaster.
It's scary how easy it is to manipulate what people see and believe online these days, and AI just takes that to a whole other level.
Exactly. And then there are the more philosophical questions, like what happens when AI becomes so advanced that it surpasses human intelligence?
That's getting into some, like, sci-fi territory.
Right. It might seem that way, but it's a question that's being seriously considered by some very smart people.
So where do we go from here? What can we do to make sure we're using this technology responsibly?
Well, for starters, we need to be having these conversations, raising awareness about the potential risks as well as the benefits.
Education is key, right?
Absolutely. And we need to be working on developing ethical guidelines for AI development and use.
So like rules of the road for AI, basically.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And we need to make sure those rules are enforced, which means government regulation will likely play a role as well.
This has been a lot to unpack, but it's so important.
It really is.
AI is already changing the world in profound ways, and it's only going to become more powerful and more pervasive in the years to come. So it's up to all of us to stay informed, stay engaged, and help shape the future of this incredible technology.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, that about wraps up our deep dive into the world of AI. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the basic concepts to the potential benefits and risks. To our listeners, we hope you found this exploration insightful. Now it's your turn. Keep those questions coming, keep digging deeper, and let's navigate this AI revolution together.